And it just puts you even in a further depression, and then you tend to use more and more and more and more because then you just feel like shit, like this shit. You get so deep in a hole, it's like you feel like you can't, you're never gonna get out of it, but I know that I can because I have before.
So what's your name?
My name is Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
But I go by Kitty.
Why they call you Kitty? Why they call you Kitty?
Well, because when I was younger, I was a dancer, and that was my stage name. And just followed me.
Are you currently homeless?
Pretty much. I have a camper. So, yeah, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
I mean, I have shelter, you know, which is more than most, you know. So I'm grateful for that. But there's no running water, so I have to, like, pay people to take showers. I pay the person where my camper's parked at, I pay them weekly for them to run me an extension cord for electricity and a heater. That type of thing. So, but as far as having an actual home, you know, that's like suitable to like have, you know, my kids come there or anything, no. I can't even have my own kids come over right now because we're all so, which sucks.
So how long have you been in this position?
With the camper situation?
Yeah, this last time. How long have you been?
Well, it's been about a year. I purchased the camper about a little over a year ago. And I was pretty wilding out at that point. But then I found out I was pregnant. I got pregnant. My oldest son's father, we have a child together who's about to be 16, and then I have two younger boys. My two youngest boys are by my second baby's father, and I had our first son incarcerated by myself. 9 days before I got out, he caught a federal case, went to federal prison. He's gone 5 years, comes home. We weren't even really together before we got locked up or whatever, but he comes home and he had nowhere to go, so I kind of let him crash in the front part of the trailer. And, you know, well, shit happened. He ended up getting my place raided, and he went back to federal prison. And, you know, I'm not in love with him. I don't want to be with him. I love him as a friend, you know. But, it's kind of like one of those, you know, come on, baby mama, come on, I've been locked up. So, yeah, I just pretty much did it just to get him to shut up, leave me alone. I got pregnant, and I had this newborn I have who's 4 months old. Phoenix King. That's my youngest, and struggling with that because, like I said, it was so unexpected. I didn't want any more kids, and it's just it really fucked with my mental really bad. But I did go get clean. I moved away from the neighborhood. I found a friend, and I went and lived out at his house, and I got me a job, and I'm a heroin addict, so I went and I got on methadone, because I'm told by the doctors it's not safe to just cold turkey while you're carrying a baby. So I went and I got on methadone, and I had 2 jobs. I was working, and I was doing good, and I had an old case that had been being pushed out for like 2-3 years now. Well, finally I had to get sentenced on it. I got sentenced to house arrest, and passing all my drops, caught up. I even sold my vehicle to pay up my fees because I'm being monitored for another county. So therefore, they can violate me for anything because they don't technically have to monitor me because I didn't get in trouble in this county. So like they're on my ass about every little thing. Well, they switched me house arrest officers, and she wouldn't do her job, made me miss 4 of my doctor's appointments, and I'm high risk pregnancy. And I got violated because, I mean, I did do wrong. I guess I'm not going to say I didn't do anything, but I didn't do wrong just to be out there fucking off. Like, I needed to go to the doctor. I couldn't get a hold of her. I done missed 4 appointments. They're going to take I'd gotten off the methadone onto Suboxone because that's even safer for the baby. So I went from fentanyl to methadone to Suboxone because of the baby. I was trying to do the safest thing for the baby. you know. And I had missed so many doctor's appointments.
How you ladies doing?
Fine, how you doing? I had missed so many doctor's appointments, they were threatening to take my Suboxone from me. Me, being an addict, I know if you take that from me, I withdraw, I'm going to go out and use. I don't want to relapse, you know what I mean? I'm trying to stay sober. So my legs were swelling and going down and swelling and going down and swelling because of the pregnancy. Well, it went down and I could slide my bracelet off. So I slid it off and I went to a doctor's appointment. She found it out and violated me. And I had 40 days left on my house arrest, that was it. And so I went on a run, pregnant. I'm getting ready to give birth any day, you know what I mean? I'm not getting ready to have my baby chained to a bed again. I didn't do that one time. It's not fun at all. They don't do anything for you. I mean, they treat you like shit. It's the worst. I feel sorry for any woman. I don't care. No woman ever should have to go through that. It's just not normal. Chained to a bed, having a baby. Nobody's allowed to be there. The father, no family members, nothing. You can't call nobody. You can't tell nobody. They don't care. They really don't care about all. They treat you like shit. They treat you like shit. Especially if you're an addict, you know. And it didn't matter that I was clean. Some people say you're not clean if you're on methadone or Suboxone. But yeah, you're in recovery. Because it's not the same as going out and buying street drugs or, you know, I wasn't out here. I was really trying to do right. I tried my hardest. I put my all into it. And I felt like it seemed like no matter what I did, there's always something there just pushing me back down. And I called that one. I just took off. I went on the run. And I ended up back at the camper. I had left it for my sister and her boyfriend to stay in because I said, hey, I got to change my life. I'm pregnant. I got to, at least for the baby, to have the baby, you know. I'm not going to let these people take my kid from me. If I end up not wanting this baby on my own because I had problems connecting with it, that sounded horrible, with my son, from the jump, I just had a problem with the connection. I don't know why, I just did. And, so I wanted it to be my decision, though. I didn't want DCS to be able to come in, take my baby from me, and then tell me, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. That way, you know, I didn't want that. I wanted it to be my decision. If I ended up seeing my son and still not wanting to keep him or whatever, then it would be on me. And besides, it's not fair to the baby to keep using, you know. I know that's easier said than done. I don't judge anybody. I used the whole time with my middle son. I tried really hard to quit, but it just couldn't happen. The environment, you know, has a lot to do with it. But anyways, I came and I was getting ready to have the baby, and I relapsed at the very end because of I'm not making excuses. I hate saying this, but it does have a big part in it. But at the end of the day, it's my decision on how strong I am. You know, I take full responsibility. But I do feel that if I would have never gotten violated and had to go on the run, I wouldn't have had to go back to where I used to being at, you know, and around all these drugs all the time, you know, and basically at a trap house. And I lasted about 3 or 4 days. That was it, and I was using again. So, then, you know, I carry around that guilt, and it just puts you even in a further depression, and then you tend to use more and more and more and more because then you just feel like shit, like this shit. You get so deep in a hole, it's like you feel like you can't, you're never going to get out of it, but I know that I can because I have before. So, and then I have a little sister that I love so much, that if I don't set a better example for her, she's not going to, you know. I know if I can do it and she sees me doing it, she'll do it.
Right.
So, she's all I have. We lost our parents at a young age. I was 14 when my mom overdosed and died from Oxycontin.